Good afternoon, 5 a.m. students, and welcome to our second flipped lesson. Today's topic is the partial quotients algorithm for division. This year in math, in Unit 4, we're learning about division. And yesterday during our lesson, we focused on a mental math strategy for division. It was called friendly numbers. So friendly numbers will help us today with the partial quotients algorithm. Sometimes we need this algorithm for when we need to solve division problems that we can't just do in our head. So here's an example. How can we solve a problem like this? Amy is 127 days older than Bob. How many weeks is that? Well, what is this really asking us? We've got to think about that. I think it's really asking us how many weeks are in 127. And we need to think about, we're dealing with days, so we need to be dividing using days. So let's think about weeks and how many days are in a week. There's 7 days in a week. So we can write a number model for this situation. 127 divided by 7 equals W, because we want to solve for how many weeks that is. Let's go ahead and set up the problem. This is how we set up a problem for partial quotients algorithm. We take the dividend, the number being divided, and put it under sort of like a little overhang with a curve. That's our division bar. And then we take the divisor, which is the number doing the dividing, and we put it to the left of the curve. And we draw this really long line down the right side. You'll notice that this makes 2 sections. It separates the partial quotients, which will be on the right, from the subtraction part, which will be on the left. All right, let's get started. Let's start by thinking about friendly numbers. We can split the number 127 into 2 parts. We can think of it like 70 plus 57. And I like 70 a lot because I know that 70 is divisible by 7. So I think to myself, how many 7s are in 70? Well, I know 7 times 10 is 70, so 10 is going to be where I start. Let's put 10 on the partial quotient side, and let's multiply. 10 times 7 is 70. We subtract from 127, and we should get 57. Awesome. All right, now we've got to keep going, and we need to think, how many 7s are in 57? Well, we know our 7 times table. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. That's closest. That's probably the closest we're going to get. So let's go with 8. Let's multiply. 8 times 7, 56. We write it underneath and subtract. And we get 1. But we're not done yet. We have to go over to our partial quotients and add them. 10 plus 8, 18. So let's look at how this looks. As a whole, there's a lot going on, but if we focus on the right column, we notice that our whole number is 18. The number circled 1 represents our remainder. We have to stop there because our remainder, our number at the bottom of the subtraction, is smaller than the divisor, so we can't keep going. So our final answer is 18 remainder 1. And we should answer the question. So how many weeks is that? It's 18 weeks with 1 day left over. So Amy's 18 weeks older than Bob. All right, but let's try this if there's 2-digit divisors. What can we do then? Well, it's really very similar. If we have 151 divided by 12, we can set it up the same way. And we want to think of friendly parts for 151. So let's think of 120 and 31, because 120 plus 31 is 151. And I know that 12 times 10 is 120, so it's easy to do in my mind. So I'm going to start with 12 times 10. I'm going to put 10 out to the side. How many 12s are in 120? 10. All right, same thing, we're going to subtract. We should get 31 left. Now we need to ask ourselves, how many 12s are in 31? Well, let's go with 2, because 2 times 12 is 24. And if we went to 3, it would be too much. It'd be 36. So let's subtract. 31 minus 24, and we have 7. We have to stop there because 7 is smaller than the divisor, so we'll make that our remainder. And we're not done yet. We have to add our partial quotients. So 10 plus 2, 12. Final answer being 12, remainder 7. All right. You can feel free to rewatch any part of this video, or if you're feeling confident with this material, you can move on to the questions in the Google form. Thanks for watching.